Hi. Yeah? Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Wildcat Welcome Hangout with the Board of Directors. Yay! My name is Molly Shaheen, and this is the rest of the board, and we're just really excited to be able to take the time tonight to get to sit down and speak with all of you. We've had 5 different hangouts throughout the course of the summer where you've gotten to meet some of our peer advisors, which has been so great for us. But we're all here on campus getting ready to see you in 5 days, which we can't even believe. And so we're just really excited to get to sit down together and talk about what the next couple weeks are going to look like for you guys, to talk about Northwestern, talk about kind of big picture, what you are about to start next week, and we are so excited to get to do it. We're going to start for a little while going over some questions that we've kind of thought about and having a conversation, and at the end we'll leave some time for questions from you all. So we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves, and then we'll get started.
All right. Hey, guys. My name's Ben. I'm from Crystal Lake, Illinois, not too far away from Evanston. I'm in the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences, and this summer I was working at a small startup in San Francisco.
Hi, I'm Mo. I'm from San Jose, California, studying in McCormick, the School of Engineering, and this summer I was also in the Bay Area working at a...
Hi, my name is Andrew. I'm from Oak Lawn, Illinois, and I'm in the School of Education and Social Policy. And this summer I was in Boston working for an insurance company.
Hey everyone, I'm Andy. I'm from Stillwater, Minnesota. I'm in Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences, and this summer I did cardiovascular medical research, and I finished applying to medical school.
Hi guys, I'm Sean. I'm from the suburbs of Columbus, Ohio. And this summer I was in Los Angeles interning at an agency in their independent film group.
Hi guys, I'm Maddie. I'm from San Diego, California, and I am in the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences. And this summer I was far from home in New York City interning with Henry Flippers.
Hey everybody, my name's John. I'm from Potomac, Maryland, right outside Washington, D.C. I'm studying in the McCormick School of Engineering, Applied Sciences. And this summer I was also in New York City working at the Huffington Post writing for the section.
Hi, I'm Theo. I've done quite a bit of Google hanging out this summer, so it's nice to see you again if you're joining us. I am from Chicago, Illinois. I am in the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences, and this summer I was working in the marketing department of a law firm in downtown Chicago. Hi guys, I'm Clara. I'm from Dayton, Ohio, and I'm in the Beaton School of Music, and this summer I was studying Wildcat.
And I'm Molly Shaheen. I'm from Denver, Colorado. I am in the Medill School of Journalism, and I spent my summer also in New York City working at Ogilvy and Mather doing public relations. Great. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off, kind of just like big picture for many of you guys. What can students expect from Wildcat Welcome?
Well, first of all, Wildcat Welcome is not just any other orientation program. It's really unique to Northwestern. It's an incredible experience that all of the new students go through. And we help you through logistical things such as registering for classes. Your peer advisor will help you through that. And then we also have really fun activities planned, like we rent out Six Flags for the entire Northwestern community, which is incredible. And we have student performances like a cappella shows and dance groups. And we have a football game, and we just have a lot of great stuff planned.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that one of the most important things about Wildcat Welcome is when the class of 2018 transfers starts to feel like a community, and you really feel that purple pride, and you really know what it means to be a part of our community and what that community means to the new students as well, and it's the best time ever.
Gosh, my heart is warming. So what then, like, would you think was like the ideal mindset? Like, if someone were really to be thinking about like how they should be approaching Wildcat Welcome, what would be like the best way for them to do so?
For sure. I've thought on that one a little bit, and I think the sound bite of what I think it should kind of be is like buy into the experience. Like Clara and Sean were saying, there's so much that Wildcat Welcome affords you in your academic school, the friends and the people that you're going to meet in your peer advisor group, and just all over campus. All of the activities, the resources that are on campus, there's so much, and you really have the opportunity to kind of stop for a second and look and be like, what do I want my Northwestern experience to look like? And you're not going to figure that out in totally fine. But just know that it's all there for you, and your peer advisor and people are so excited to help you with it, so find.
Yeah, and I think like with Wildcat Welcome, there's obviously a lot of programming going on, so it's important to take some time, relax, focus on what's important for you, what you want to get out of the experience, and enjoy the little moments as well. It's easy to kind of think about the schedule as all the big things that are happening, but you'll definitely remember sometimes your PA group and things like that as well. So enjoy.
And like, I think a lot of people too, they hear PA groups and they hear about all the fun stuff that we're doing, and then there's all this communication about ENUs and the things we have to do, and talking about the curriculum of Wildcat Welcome, if you will. Can we kind of talk about like what are ENUs all about? Like, what's the point? Like, why do we make them do essential things?
Yeah, the ENUs were something that I didn't really know much about until I was taken there by my PA group. But it was one of my highlights in starting my time at Northwestern because it was the first time that I was with a group of students and we were having real intellectual discussions about things that mattered, and we were having these discussions in social kind of settings. And that was really different from what I had experienced in high school, and it just kind of set the stage for all that I hope my Northwestern experience could be, and it's exactly.
Yeah, I think a lot about ENUs for me too personally. One of the things was that I came from a town that was kind of diverse, actually, in like racial diversity, religious diversity. A lot of people had different backgrounds like that, but it was also like a very wealthy town. A lot of people had a very similar upbringing. So despite kind of this maybe what we perceive to be diversity, there was not a lot of diversity of experience. And coming to Northwestern was really the first time where I got to sit down with people, like Maddie said, kind of talk about real things, but with people who maybe someone at my hometown didn't look like me, but we were very similar in thought, and then this was a good opportunity to like learn from other people, from the experiences of other people that had something like brought a whole other set of experiences to the table.
Totally. And I feel like ENUs too, you do these with your PA groups. They're facilitated by these leaders that these students have already started speaking with up till now. I guess, and you always hear talk like, what do you guys think a PA is like? If you had to describe a peer advisor, like, what's that to you? What's the point of that as well? What role will they have? All the things.
Everything that can possibly be wondering. I think that the most important part. The moistest part about all right. The most important part about a peer advisor is just really like what that word actually means, like peer advisor. We all have advisors that like maybe are 20, 30 years older than us. But these peer advisors, it's important to realize like they're in college just like us. Like they are our peers. They're going through everything that we're going through. They're here to help us navigate both the academic side, but also the social side, the emotional transition, literally everything. And they're there for you to be that person who's just gone through that experience. It's not, you're not so removed. That it's a person that completely understands and is dedicated to helping that transition go smoothly.
Yeah, I think absolutely, like everything Sean said, especially kind of in describing the role, but ultimately they're students, like just like us. They, we spend a lot of time in picking students that feel like reflect our community really well, and ultimately it's just someone who cares about you on campus, that like wants to support you through your first year, and be there for you as a friend. And it's beautiful.
And they're so fun.
Yeah, you'll get to know them, and there'll be lots of laughs. Absolutely. But definitely, like, mentorship is a big part of what we talk about in Wildcat Welcome and think about as far as, like, training student leaders. But for new students, like, what are those common struggles or maybe difficult experiences that they might be worried about now or thinking they might encounter coming up that they may be able to work with their peer advisor for, or kind of just to think about in these early stages?
I think that, well, obviously, like, coming to college is a really exciting experience because there are all of these new things that you get to experience, these new amazing things. But at the same time, it's so much new stuff and such a transition. I mean, obviously, like, academics, for most people, it'll be completely different from what they experienced in high school and everything educational that they've done beforehand. So sort of stepping up to the Northwestern curriculum, which absolutely all of you can do. Like, you were selected for a reason. But that's definitely a transition. And I think probably a lot of people here will relate to the fact that even though you may later in your college experience take harder classes than you took freshman year, it feels easier just because you're absolutely going to get into your groove and it's going to get easier. Other than that, like, for the first time for most people, they're away from their family or parents or whatever they have at home, and it is an adjustment to be in a totally different place and have, at the beginning, like just your peer advisor in that group to get to know. But there are so many people here to come to know, and you can develop so many different groups. And although like it's definitely a big transition and something to get through, there's something so great for them.
For me, I was definitely really concerned about getting involved on campus. And when I first got here, I just did everything I did in high school. So I was like, that works. I know that. It's fine. And it was great. I met a lot of interesting people. I did some fun things, but I realized that actually wasn't what I really enjoyed doing. One of the other things were what was most important to me. And so I kind of had to be brave and try new things, which was scary, but probably for the best in the end, because getting out of my comfort zone made me much more comfortable later. But definitely the weather. It's something I can touch on.
Let me tell you.
Let me talk about this for a second.
It's fine.
It's fine. I'm from Southern California, as I mentioned before, and most people there hear Chicago, and their immediate response is, "Do you know what snows there?" And I was like, I did a little bit of research before choosing Northwestern. But it's so fun, and people make fun of me for that because we have things like polar vortexes, but it's so cool. I still run outside the first time it snows. The start of your snow shows that it's real. It's just an adventure, and I think that's what college should be. It should be an adventure, every aspect of it, and that's what the weather is. And I'm brave.
We're so proud of you, Maddie. Good job.
Warrior.
Oh my goodness. So, like, Maddie, you touched on, like, finding your groove, like, getting involved. Like, that's something that, like, was really on your mind when you were a new student in your first year. Does anyone want to talk more about, like, advice on finding your groove? We know that that's something people are thinking about and a little worried about before getting here. Any insight to that, whether that be activities or friends or academics or finding your own Northwestern family?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, like, process, getting into your groove. You don't just groove. You gotta groove. But there's actually something really cool and new this year. Obviously, we don't know about it, but instead of having the activities fair during Wildcat Welcome, there's actually an involvement expo, which will be a great opportunity for new students to learn about the different ways of getting involved and kind of how that works more as a process and the different types of involvement. Rather than just going through kind of like a list or exploring a bunch of these activities, and instead you get to do that later on after thinking a little more intentionally about that. So I definitely think that that'll help a lot, and obviously getting involved is a great way to create community on campus and feel a part of Northwestern. So definitely looking forward to that.
Another thing that I would say is, like, my philosophy on it is at Northwestern there are so many things happening, and it's so alive. There's so many things, just people doing stuff. It's great. So I really think for just about everybody, you're not going to find one group. You're going to find lots of groups. And my advice would be keep your mind open, because you're going to find more grooves, and some of those grooves might be groovier.
Say group over that.
Than what you found before. Okay, so like from my experience in particular, like I made a great group of friends freshman year and I got involved in certain things, and at the end of it, like I found stuff sophomore year that I love even more, and I transitioned there, and I feel like I've totally found my place at Northwestern at this point, but that's not going to happen right away, and you're going to find one place and you're going to find another place, and I just wanted to say the word group again.
I did the same thing. I didn't meet my close friends until my sophomore year. I met tons of amazing people, always meeting new things and learning new things and meeting new people, but it's a 4-year experience for a reason. You change every year, and that's a really cool part about it.
And of course, that doesn't mean that like before you find your grooviest group, like life is still Stella.
Keep saying it.
Stella. Like that's not to say that like you're not happy until you hit you find your sweet spot. Like life is still great before that. But like, keep an open mind because you can find just even more and better stuff.
Absolutely. So I guess kind of off of that, what do you guys think? And totally open this up to a couple of you. What is something that you wish that you knew before coming into Northwestern your first year?
So I'll say there are two things that I wish that I knew. First of all, don't stress about like the logistics of getting started. So whether that be like figuring out registration, or what's the schedule for Wildcat Welcome, or how am I going to find my friends? Like, are they going to be in my hallway? Are they going to be in a different dorm? I don't know. Those are things, like Ben said, that are just going to fall into place. And those are definitely things that your peer advisor are going to help you with. I mean, that's our job. First and foremost, to love you. But second of all, to help you get into your groove, as Ben said. So there we go. The second thing really is to keep an open mind and really to be open to exploring things that you wouldn't necessarily expect yourself to be interested in. So, for example, I had never danced a step before I came to Northwestern, but then I got involved with one of the dance groups on campus, and that's one of the main things that I do on campus now, and it's a lot of fun. So just keep an open mind, and you can really explore some awesome things, because Northwestern has so many things to offer.
I think keeping an open mind in a different way was something that I had to like kind of get accustomed to in my freshman year. One of the things that I came from a really competitive high school. I think a lot of these guys came from really competitive high schools, and so you go to class a lot of people that are really smart, but then you come to Northwestern and everyone is just at that same level. Like you all got in, you beat that acceptance rate, and you got in here, and so that was a lot of, you did a lot of work for that, and so did everybody else. And maybe in high school, not everyone around you worked the same level, and so it's easy to feel like competitive. At least for me, my high school was really competitive, so it was easy to feel competitive with those people coming in. But I think you gotta keep an open mind with people around you. There's so much that you can learn from people that are around you that just are here for the same. Like everyone is at Northwestern for whatever reason, and that unites everyone that comes here. And I think that that's something that really is that you have to maybe look past that you're competing with other people, because you're not. You're all in it together, trying to become one Northwestern, and also, there's a lot to learn from everyone else. Everyone else has so much they can offer as friends and other people.
Similarly for me, I was surprised. You hit on the word competition, and I got here thinking college was going to be that way. And this community surprised me enormously. Just like the amount of support and love, and like the rejection of that was just beautiful. So we're gonna go. Okay, so like, what is something like off of what I just said, like something that surprised you? Maybe like, yeah, that's the question.
Nailed it.
I mean, I think to kind of echo like that sentiment you just had kind of at the end, like the people here will surprise you. It's kind of incredible, like the community of students you're going to be surrounded by. Kind of, as John started touching on, like how smart and talented people are, but it's not competitive. How involved and how many student organizations or how many opportunities there are in pretty much anything that already exists at Northwestern, or the potential to start, whatever you want to do here is absolutely incredible. And how supportive and nurturing and friendly people are. I think, it's like kind of cliche to say like the best thing about Northwestern is the people, but like there really is nothing else.
That's very true. And really beautiful.
Yeah.
In a related vein, I'm a transfer student. It's not a secret. So I would say something that really surprised me coming into Northwestern was like school spirit is not a given in the institution, and I think it's just really great the way Northwestern students connect to their spirit, and that it's totally evident in sporting events, but it's also so evident in so many other places of campus, and the intersections that happen in so many places is really cool. People just get very into Northwestern and very into each other and what other people are doing, from the theater community to sports to engineering to whatever you're doing. What am I doing? But it's a really great thing. Good things.
That's beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and take a couple questions from you guys, because you've been asking them. And nothing says social media like these note cards that we have your questions written on. So that's good. So how difficult was it to adjust to the academic rigor of Northwestern's courses coming from high school, and particularly focusing on econ classes So maybe Sean, you can talk about that. And this is from Yusuf? Yeah.
Yusuf.
Thanks, Yusuf.
Yusuf, great question. Yeah, so I'm an economics major, film and economics major. And I think we touched on this a lot earlier, something that I think a lot of us experience, and I was super smart in high school. No. A lot of us to get into Northwestern, like, were that person, you know? It was, like, high school just came pretty simply. And it wasn't hard to, like, excel academically for a lot of us. When we get to Northwestern, sometimes it can be a little jarring because then you have to actually start studying, and it's like you don't grasp something right away. That can be jarring for a lot of us. So managing that transition is just something that we absolutely have to be aware of. Like, I never got like below an A- in high school, and then I got a B in college, and like freaked out, and then I was like, wait, this is completely 100% okay. Like, it's fine. And the economics, you know, I don't even have to think about economics in a bubble because it applies to literally any academic coursework at Northwestern.
I could touch on that too. I'm also an economics major. But as someone from a high school that wasn't necessarily that competitive or academically rigorous, and having it come pretty easy to me, I would say something for all incoming students to be aware of is to just like feel really comfortable accessing resources. That may not have been something you had to do or wanted to do much in high school, but there are a lot of really great resources, and there's nothing wrong with seeking out help. And actually, in some of the introductory economics courses, to kind of touch on that, there are like some tutoring programs set up, and it's, I mean, so great and so helpful. So definitely recommend it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Look, guys, the Twitter sphere.
This is what it looks like.
Would do. Okay. Here we go. What are some extracurriculars that you really like or are really popular? Also, what's the best way to get involved with campus publications? From Zach. So, I mean, I can touch on the campus publication concept for you, Zach. I think, like, first of all, there's a lot of different campus publications, which is one of the most amazing things about going to a school like this. And Maddie said she did what she did in high school. She's not a journalism student, but she wrote for a publication right when she got here, which is
It's super easy.
yeah.
She
She just joined right in.
I walked in the door.
But that's a great thing about publications at Northwestern and within the Medill community. They're all open door. If you want to come in, you want to write, you want to edit, you want to take pictures, you want to code, there's someone there that's going to help you and wants to teach you. And as far as like you touch on some popular options, I think one of the really cool things about this community is there are really none that are more popular than others. I mean, you can look around and we have specific things that are more news-oriented, specific things that are more magazine-based, comedy-based, food-based, fashion-based, any of these different interests. But people on the whole really just kind of chase their own thing. As far as physically getting involved with those, we touched on the Involvement Expo, which will happen during Wildcat Welcome. The following week, there'll be a publications fair specifically within Medill, so you can go in and meet people from all the different publications, see what you're interested in writing or working on, and meet people through that. And similarly, in different schools, they have those similar things where you can learn about specific groups with those interests. So, yeah, and thanks, Zach.
Question.
Kyle?
Well, I would also say, just kind of going off that less of a Medill track, is that there's so many different clubs that you wouldn't even think existed here. We have like over 450 students, which is something that's crazy. And so there's a group of students that it's an organization that is committed to bringing happiness to students, and they will bring puppies to campus during like studying for finals, or they'll hand out free hugs. And it's like, that's really cool. It's a great student organization that we have here, and I didn't have that in high school, and so I wouldn't have thought to find it here. And so I would just say keep your eyes open, because there's a lot here that probably would interest you.
Oh, I see the little Twitter birds are chirping.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. So,
Long question.
we're good. Okay, so I think this will probably be our last question, but we can kind of touch on this. So the question is, like, what are you most excited for? And we can kind of go around, all of us, and talk
We need more
about
than
it.
140 characters together.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you guys most excited for Wildcat Welcome for the new students? So think about that, and let's do it in just like a couple words or a sentence concept. I'm thinking for myself that I'm really excited for you guys to have different resources.
Something's happening.
I'm not sure. Why don't we come back tomorrow? No, I got it.
I'm so excited.
I am definitely most excited for Purple Pride, which is when we all go down to Millennium Park on the first day after move-in. You first meet your PA groups and all that stuff like that. I just think it's so great to have that first moment in such an absolutely beautiful place in our nearby Chicago.
Most excited for? I would definitely say, there's a lot of cool things that we work really hard to kind of provide for the new students over the next week or so. But I think the best parts are kind of just being able to interact with the whole class and with the transfer students, and get to meet other people that are coming in at Northwestern for the first time and fall in love with this place.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm excited for new students to feel that Northwestern pride, similarly to the Purple Pride event, but more in heart, just to connect to the community, learn about traditions, and love Northwestern.
I would say I'm really excited to see the transformation over the week. So you've got new students who are coming in who may be super nervous or they may not be. But I would say that with the help of the peer advisors and just getting into Northwestern through all that Wildcat Welcome is, there really is a transformation that happens over that week. And it's really cool to see, a nervous new student come in and just emerge just like a raging Wildcat. And that's
Yeah, those were some super deep answers. I'm gonna just be a little bit more ridiculous. It's maybe not what I'm most excited about, but I'm super excited about Night at Target. Okay, because it's the best. And what you do is you just go to Target, and it's that's already awesome, but it's like a party at Target. You walk in, and the staff is bumping, and there's balloons and a dance party, and you're just I'm in Target, and I'm having a party, and it's the best, and everything's wonderful.
You bought a bike.
You bought a bike.
And a lamp.
And a lamp.
That's the danger of Target. You walk in, I'm I'm gonna get some milk, and then leave with the bike.
Then you gotta get it on the bus.
And a lamp.
Another struggle.
Night at Target changes people for better.
That's why I'm here today.
I think I'm most excited for this last night, especially for you guys. This is the football game. One of my favorite things about being Northwestern is being in the Big Ten, and it's so fun to experience that. It was one of the first times you really feel a part of the Northwestern community when you're sharing all these traditions and cheers with your students, and you have something that's uniting all of you together, and you're supporting each other. It's just really fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with something along the lines of Night at Target. I'm gonna go with Six Flags, just because if you've been to an amusement park before, you know they have to wait in line for ever, and it sucks. But if you go to Six Flags with us during Wildcat Welcome, it'll just be Northwestern students. It'll just be the incoming freshmen and transfer students, and some members of the Northwestern community, and it'll just be us in the whole park at night. You can go on as many rides as you want, as many times as you want. That's pretty awesome. You can't beat that.
That really is great. I am most excited. We've talked about peer advisors before, but I'm just so excited for you all to meet your PA in person because they are so excited to meet you in person. They are an incredible group of people. It's going to be a wonderful interaction. They love you so much. We're not going to freak you out too much with that. They're just really excited, and it's going to be great. So I'm most excited for you guys to just basically get on campus and feel the Northwestern pride emanating all around you, from your peer advisors, from the students who are on campus already, to just everything that's going to be going on during Wildcat Welcome. And I know you guys are going to feel like you made the right choice for Northwestern. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always look at college. Just seems like such a big milestone, and when you're growing up the whole time, it always feels like the end point for your life is when you go to college for so long, and I think that moment when you get to realize that like there's so much after that, and there's so much more to explore, and you have so much ahead of you as a person to learn about and to discover and to just kind of explore. I think that's a really exciting realization when the world kind of opens up to you, and I think that kind of starts at Northwestern, and it's a really beautiful thing, and that's just really amazing. So that is kind of all the time that we have with you guys tonight. We got a little case of the giggles, but that's just because we're that excited for you guys to get here. We've been working crazy hours and Snapchatting away with you guys. Keep up the good work. We like it. And I mean, our peer advisors move in tomorrow. We get to start training with them. We'll see you guys on Monday when you move in. Monday. And it's going to be an absolutely amazing year. We're so excited for all of the class of 2018 and transfer students. We love you guys, and we'll see you so soon. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye. See you soon.